Dominic Mysterio's offer to Jey Uso. Backstage reaction to Gunther vs. Chad Gable on Raw. Shinsuke Nakamura is not championship material. Another AEW star returns to WWE alongside CM Punk. LA Knight's WWE contract status. Cody Rhodes turns WWE idea down. Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa to begin feud with 40-year-old star. Let's jump right into it. Backstage reaction to Gunther vs. Chad Gable on Raw. On this week's episode of Monday Night Raw, Chad Gable challenged Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship in the main event. Cody Rhodes has disclosed the reaction both men got backstage after the match. The two stars put on an enthralling and hard-hitting match on the red brand. This was their third bout on the show, and it received rave reviews from fans and critics. The Alpha Academy member's family was at ringside for the bout, but unfortunately, he didn't walk away with the gold as the ring general defeated him via pinfall to retain the coveted title. During a recent appearance on the Dale Jr. Download podcast, Cody Rhodes stated that after Chad Gable and Gunther went back to the gorilla position, they got a standing ovation from those who were there. If you get a standing ovation in gorilla, you made it. Chad Gable and Gunther had this amazing main event on Raw, and they came back, and there's nothing we can do but clap for that piece of business. Bringing family to a show, it's as real as it gets, you know. And Chad did amazing, and I do hope that Chad finds the Intercontinental Championship. I hope he finds it, said Rhodes. For many years, the Honky Tonk Man was recognized as the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time, as he held the title for 454 days. His record has now been broken by Gunther. The feat was acknowledged by WWE, as they posted a graphic of the momentous occasion while stating that history was made. The ring general has been on a dominant run in WWE since he got to the main roster last year and won the title from Ricochet. It doesn't seem like his reign will come to an end anytime soon. It'll be interesting to see who his next opponent will be and whether that person will be the one to dethrone him. Which WWE star would you like to see become the next IC champ? Sound off in the comments section below. Shinsuke Nakamura is not championship material. WWE legend Teddy Long feels Shinsuke Nakamura is a great in-ring worker. He believes he lacks the spark a world champion must possess. Earlier this month, Nakamura challenged Seth Rollins for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at Payback 2023 in the night's main event. The duo went to war for nearly 25 minutes, with the former NXT champion coming inches close to dethroning the Visionary on multiple occasions. However, in the end, Rollins won and kept the title intact around his waist. While many believed this could end their feud, it wasn't the case, as Nakamura and Rollins are on course to have another bout soon. On Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine podcast hosted by Mac Davis, Teddy Long first mentioned that he considered Shinsuke Nakamura a great wrestler. However, Long feels the Japanese legend wasn't championship material and that WWE was unlikely to put a world title on him. Don't get me wrong, Shinsuke is a great wrestler, but I just don't see him being championship material. Maybe, this is just my feeling about it. When you put a title on somebody, there has to be a lot of charisma, there needs to be a lot of excitement, and he has some of that. But like I said, I could be wrong, but I don't see them putting the title on him, said Teddy Long. On the latest episode of Legion of Raw, Vince Russo didn't hold back before blasting WWE for booking a match between Shinsuke Nakamura and Ricochet as it meant little. Russo explained that it was abundantly clear from the beginning that Seth Rollins would make his presence felt and cause the match to end in a DQ. There is no point, just so that they could have a good match. This is a great match for the marks, bro. Nakamura against Ricochet, this is probably 5 stars. We can put them out there for as long as we want. 4 3/4, we won't have a finish because Rollins is going to hit the ring. That's all this is. It all means 0, said Vince Russo. It remains to be seen when a rematch between Rollins and Nakamura goes down and whether the latter could win the World Heavyweight title. Do you think WWE should put the world title on Shinsuke Nakamura? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Another AEW star returns to WWE alongside CM Punk. CM Punk has been the talk of the WWE universe. World Wrestling Entertainment is doing bigger business than ever before, but there's a chance that the sports entertainment juggernaut could get a shot in the arm if the straight-edged superstar makes a return. The former World Heavyweight Champion was fired by AEW after several incidents with various stars of the promotion. Despite that, many believe he could find his way back home to WWE. Not only might he return, but there's a chance that Punk may bring his close friend Ace Steel along. Steel has been a producer and member of the creative team in All Elite Wrestling, but has reportedly been released in the wake of CM Punk's dismissal. Punk and Steel have been friends for a long time. If CM Punk and Triple H negotiate a potential return to WWE, the straight-edge superstar may require a position in the promotion for Ace as well. Of course, Steel is no stranger to the Stanford-based company. He was under a development deal in the past. Additionally, he was a coach for the promotion until January 5, 2022, when he was released allegedly due to budget cuts. Beyond potentially signing CM Punk and Ace Steel, Michael, Triple H, and WWE are reportedly hard at work to re-sign another major star. In this case, they are hoping to negotiate a new long-term deal with LA Knight. Apparently, the sports entertainment juggernaut wants to lock Mike down for quite some time, as the rumored deal is for up to 5 years. If his contract is up in 2024, this would keep him with a promotion until at least 2029. The megastar has exploded in popularity and has been on the receiving end of a steady push in recent months. While there were signs of a push beforehand, it truly kicked off at SummerSlam with the Slim Jim Battle Royal. Since his win at SummerSlam, the megastar has gone on to successfully pin former world champion. Both Finn Balor and The Miz have fallen to the former $1 million champion. Beyond just wins and losses, he has been given consistent mic time. Additionally, multi-time WWE champion John Cena gave Knight his endorsement at the Payback Premium Live event. Cody Rhodes turns WWE idea down. Cody Rhodes recently revealed an idea from WWE that he had to turn down. The American Nightmare made his triumphant return to WWE as Vince McMahon's hand-picked opponent for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 38. Rhodes defeated Rollins 3 times in a row last year, with the 3rd time coming at Hell in a Cell 2022. Cody Rhodes entered the match with a torn pectoral muscle, but somehow managed to win the contest anyway. In an interview with NASCR legend Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the Dale Jr. Download podcast, Rhodes spoke about his time portraying the character Stardust in WWE. The 38-year-old shared that the company almost had him wear a mask that resembled a condom. At one point, I had the paint, but there was an actual mask that was pitched. This was an area where I spoke up. I put it on and it's like a classic condom blowing up. It looks so bad. I get there is an element of humor to what I'm going to do, but they have to be laughing with you. They can't be laughing at you. It looked like a condom meets Electro from the Spider-Man comics, he said. Rhodes noted that he told Vince McMahon that he didn't want to wear the mask because of how terrible it looked. He added that he tried to make the Stardust character work, but it was never going to lead to anything. I told Vince McMahon, I can't do the mask, it looks so bad. I went and shaved my head like Dustin. I'm glad the mask never saw the light of day. Stardust had some milestones and I did go into it committed to try and change it, but it wasn't going to get me anywhere, he added. Cody Rhodes is more popular than ever after his return to the company at WrestleMania 38. He won the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble in January and punched his ticket to the main event of WrestleMania 39. However, Solo Sikoa interfered and Roman Reigns was able to retain the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at the biggest event of the year. Speaking on the Dale Jr. Downloaded podcast, Cody Rhodes claimed that his current run in the company has exceeded his expectations so far. I feel this run in WWE has exceeded my expectations in every way, just because I'm experiencing things that only my heroes ever got to experience. I'm in on the high-level discussions, I'm hearing things that I always wanted to be, he said. Cody Rhodes helped launch All Elite Wrestling but departed the company to return to WWE last year. It will be fascinating to see if he gets the opportunity to finish his story and challenge Roman Reigns for the title once again down the line. Would you like to see Cody Rhodes become champion? Sound off in the comments section below. Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa to begin feud with 40-year-old star. Jimmy Uso helped Solo Sikoa defeat AJ Styles in the main event of WWE SmackDown last week. Interference seemed to have confirmed Jimmy's allegiance to the Bloodline. It is possible that the storyline could lead to a new rivalry on the blue brand. Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa could begin a feud with LA Knight on WWE SmackDown. The megastar is reportedly internally listed as the blue brand's top babyface. He could help AJ Styles even the odds against the brothers. An LA Knight AJ Styles alliance seems likely in the wake of the Good Brothers' apparent reluctance to join the Phenomenal One in his crusade against the Bloodline. AJ had confronted Jimmy after he interrupted Mia Yim's conversation with Adam Pearce last week on SmackDown. Mia tried to convince Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson to take care of Jimmy Uso, but they told her they didn't want to get into the Bloodline's business. Styles showed up and said he'd handle Jimmy himself because he was tired of Bloodline running things around. The storyline could see Gallows and Anderson ditching AJ Styles completely. The Phenomenal One could be forced to find a new partner to even the odds against Jimmy and Solo Sikoa on the blue brand. AJ Styles and Jimmy Uso had a physical confrontation last week on SmackDown. Styles laid out Jimmy with a right hand but was taken out by Solo Sikoa with a cheap shot. The enforcer of the Bloodline then told Jimmy his association with the faction wasn't over. Jimmy left the building but returned during the main event to help his brother beat the leader of the OC after the match. Jimmy raised his finger to confirm his allegiance to the Bloodline. His interference caused Styles to demand a one-on-one match with him. The match will take place on WWE SmackDown this week. It remains to be seen which of the two men will emerge as the winner. Dominic Mysterio's offer to Jey Uso. WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long recently praised the backstage segment between Dominic Mysterio and Jey Uso on this week's episode of Raw. At Payback 2023, Cody Rhodes introduced Jey as the newest member of the Raw roster just weeks after the latter claimed to have quit WWE. He showed up on the latest episode and was greeted by his former Bloodline stablemate Sami Zayn. Later, in a backstage segment on the show, Dominic Mysterio approached Jey Uso and seemingly made him an offer to join the Judgment Day. On the latest episode of Sportskeeda's The Wrestling Time Machine podcast hosted by Mac Davis, Teddy Long mentioned that he was intrigued by Jay and Dominic's segment. Long lauded how the Judgment Day member evoked family sentiment. He added that he was interested in seeing how things pan out in the coming weeks. The one thing that gained my interest was on Monday, I got the chance to see Dominic approaching Jay Uso there and trying to give him the speech, "I know how you feel being lonely and left all alone and when your family turns your back on you. This is really interesting right here to see. Would Jay Uso make that move? But it's really something to think about. I'm really keeping my eye out on this one," said Teddy Long. Earlier this week on Legion of Raw, Vince Russo addressed Jay Uso's stare down with Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre on Raw. The former WCW champion feels that at a time when most stories mean nothing, it was great to have Jay acknowledge his past differences with McIntyre and Riddle. Vince Russo added that this has established the idea that Jay Uso has many enemies on WWE Raw and that he needs to remain cautious at all times. To me, it's like anything that comes out of a wrestling match is just, it means nothing. That's why I like him, Jay. If he's got to watch his back and he's got a lot of enemies, that to me is a story. Who can I trust? Who can I trust? Who is sincere? Who is BSing me that I can get? But bro, oh, you accidentally did this to me. Like that stuff ain't going nowhere, bro, said Vince Russo. It'll be interesting to see if Judgment Day and Dominic Mysterio make more attempts in the coming weeks to bring Jay Uso under their umbrella. Do you see Jay becoming a member of the Judgment Day in WWE? Sound off in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me